Okay, so you can, whenever you get your 20 seconds, and then hand to him, and then I'll keep.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael Coyle from Coyle's Auction Gallery. Thanks for coming out for the little version of our Antique Roadshow. I've been doing it, not sure how many years in a row, but it seems like quite a few, and people seem to enjoy it. What I'll do is give a little introduction of what we do and the type of business we run, and maybe a couple of funny stories, and then we'll just go right down the group and get to meet everyone, and we'll have a little fun today. Okay, so we started the company in 1986, my parents and my sister. We had a gallery in Bellingham. We ran that for about 24 years. And unfortunately, we had a fire there about maybe 14 years ago. And ever since, we've been running at the VFW Medway right up the street in 109 off of Holliston Street. And we have a nice office that people can come in and bring things in right on 77 Main Street near the Chinese restaurant there in the lower level. We have that whole lower level. We take things in almost every day. And we've come a long way. We started out as like a small gallery selling, things for $50, $75, fun things. And we've tried, as years went on, we tried to handle better and better. And now we're running once a month, so we used to run every 2 weeks. So now it's enabled us to get a little better quality. And it's a fun auction. My sister and I get along well, and we're in a different place every day. Last Thursday we were in Stamford, Connecticut, near New York City. Got a big load of country furniture and all kinds of beautiful things, and that's going to be going up for our August auction. And we have a good auction coming up actually this coming Tuesday at the VFW Medway at 5 o'clock. And a couple quick stories. I was in a house in Gloucester about 3 months ago, and there was this shaker desk. We call it shaker style. Actually, on the appraisal, it was actually shaker style. And we looked it over. It was dovetail. We knew it was good, but we didn't know how good it was. So we advertised it in our paper, which goes all over the country. And and I said to a friend of mine at work, and I said, if a guy named Willis Henry, he's a foremost shaker dealer. I said, if he comes into the auction, we know it's a real shaker. So the auction's going along. People are looking it over, and I'm saying, I think it might be real. I'm thinking to myself, and about 15 minutes before the auction, in walks that guy I was talking about, Willis Henry, and he wasn't interested in it, but he looked it over, and he goes, you got yourself a shaker desk. So I got up on the auction podium. I said, who say $10,000 for it? $5,000, get it going. About 10 hands went up, and it brought $18,500.
Wow.
But at the house, that's why not everyone knows everything. The general appraiser that came to the house in Gloucester, they appraised the desk for $800. Said it was shaker style, but we advertised as possibly shaker. Let everyone come in. You guys make your decision, and they did. It was great. And you just get all kinds of fun stories like that. And you try to. It's nice when we went into another house not too long ago, and a lady had a nice Chinese face, and we knew she needed the money to pay the mortgage for the next month. And she goes, how much do you think it'll bring? You think I'll get a few hundred for? I said, we had a funny feeling about it that it would do well, but we didn't really want to get our hopes up too high. I said, just let us take care of you for this one, and I think we'll do good. So the vase brought $7,500. So she got ourselves another half a year, whatever. She was so helpful. So it's nice when you can help people. And then on the flip end, there is a case where, like Brown Furniture, you people know, I'm sure, that the furniture from the 1920s and even 1890s, just people don't want it anymore. They'd rather go to IKEA or different places, Jordan Marsh. And so that furniture has gone quite a bit. So on the flip side, we go into houses now, and they said, we bought this dining room set in Brookline for, $6,500, and you're looking at them and say, I'm sorry, but it's only worth about $800. So that's the flip side. But luckily, jewelry, silver, paintings, there's always good surprises on that. So that's pretty much. I'll do some questions at the end. I'm just going to show you just a couple of things that we have coming up for the auction on Tuesday. Just came in yesterday, actually. This is I know someone bought a beautiful piece of sterling in. I'm going to appraise later, but this is a nice bowl. This is a sterling bowl, and it's going to be going up for auction in the next Tuesday. You want to come up, and I'll give them a sample of how we auction. This is what it typically auction. What number is it? I'd ask, what number is that? And you'd say, 522 is a sterling bowl with a nice articulated edge on. Who started away? $800 where? $500, get it going. Hey, 300 now, 50 now, 450 now, 500 and 550 and 600 come along, and 650, 700, 750, 800. Are you all done at 750 to 800? Sold at 750, 14 the buyer. That's typically how it works at the auctions. So it's fun. Thank you for being a runner. Okay, so we'll start Which way would you like us to start? Does it matter? I guess we'll go this way. And your first name?
Rochelle.
Rochelle's going to help us out a little bit. Show us a nice. This is a cut glass bowl, probably American for sure. The American you can kind of tell because the American cut glass is like more. I got to go slow. I got to remember that. It's more of an overall pattern. Where if it was English cut, it would be really all the pattern would be really together. I'll give you an example later, but that's an American one. Brilliant cut glass is the period, probably about 1890. And the important part of this is the teeth, to make sure there's no chips on it. I looked that over a little bit. I saw a couple of little things, but not bad. In that bowl, in today's world, it's probably somewhere between $75 and $100. You'd see it marked at a store. Who brought this one in?
I did.
Yeah, what do you know about it? Was it just hand down? Or?
It's been in my mother's family. I would assume since my grandparents they got married around 1917, 1918.
Oh, nice.
So
Do you have any more of it, or just
I
that
do.
one bowl? Yeah.
I do. I actually have a picture and glasses too.
Oh, yeah, those could be good. It's always good to look on them. I didn't see your signatures, but I'll tell you a couple of good ones. Libby is one, Libbey, I think, and Hawks is another cut glass manufacturer. But it's not what it used to be. People used to love cut glass, and they still do to a point, but it's still a nice bowl. Like I said, you see it in the shop, marked 75 to 100. But thanks for bringing it. Who bought the clubs in?
I did.
Oh, what do you know about these?
One of them belonged to my grandfather, and the other one belonged to my great-grandfather, who were both police officers.
Yeah. I was going to say, definitely police officer or military. This one looks like it's almost rosewood. Rosewood is when the grain is kind of wide open like that. And this one looks like more of a Honduras mahogany. This one looks like it has his initials on it, or the police department. And it has the original leather handle. It might have had a little more extra to that. I've seen these before. I've seen them marked in stores for like maybe $75, $85 each. But that one I think might be worth another $10 or $20 more because it's the fact that it's rosewood. Thank you. And who bought in the Gruen watch?
I did.
Okay. What do you know about this one?
It belonged to my grandmother, who was like 4'0", so she was very petite.
Did you look it over her marks? I looked it over a little bit if it was sterling or
No, but
or
I'm
gold.
assuming it is because it's oxidized.
Yeah, looks like it is. Didn't really look over, but Gruen's a decent name. The face is a little bit worn down. It has a second hand, and I think at an auction, typically you might see this might bring $50 to $100. And if it's sterling, it'd be a little bit more. My sister Nancy does a lot with the jewelry. You could always, bring it to her up the street sometimes. She's a little bit, I'm pretty good at it, but she's a little bit better at me. She tests it with the gold and the silver and everything. She has diamond testers and everything. But this is just a nice quality one from a good manufacturer. Okay, and how about the Bristol lamp? Oh, 3 in a row, or 4 in a row. And what can you tell me about this one?
That was in my grandparents' house, and it was converted from an oil lamp to electricity.
Yeah, it's it's called Bristol glass, decorated with the floral, and has nice brass inlay on it on the base. And it's, like I said, it's probably about 1890, 1900. It probably is right in that, when they transferred over, and or before that actually, and it was electrified. And I had one similar to that, not a lot of money, but around $75 maybe.
And I also brought that chair.
Oh, the wicker chair. Okay. Yep. I'll hold this one up. Oh boy, getting a little old.
Because the seat bottom falls out.
Okay. This is it's Bar Harbor style. I'll tell you the difference in a second when I write it down. The Bar Harbor wicker usually has a little wider flat arms, and this one doesn't have that. But it's still a nice, it's a nice armchair. Could do with a little bit of painting. Sometimes when you paint them, it's good to keep them natural, but sometimes the painting kind of keeps it together a little bit, and it's actually good to paint it over. But it's a nice wicker armchair. Again, it's not really in vogue, unfortunately. You know, I think I've seen them in shops for $60, $70. Not a big item, but it's nice. Okay, and I think the cameraman might have brought a couple of these things in from. This is the first picture. Let me just read it quickly. Given to us in 1986 by Myron. Yeah, so it's a nice little item. Let me just see it a little bit. Went to side. Appears to be almost like on camp. I mean, on campus or something. It's different. Early Springtime by Grandma Moses from the original painting. Reproduction. Yeah, it's a copy of a Grandma Moses painting, but she was very known for all those folk art items. You know, it's most likely a print. Obviously, it was Grandma Moses. We could all go to trip around the world. I just saw a painting sell for $120,000. That was by her. But just as a print, I mean, somebody might like it just the fact that it has the little writing on the back. Can I see the front of it again? You know, it's something you might see at a shop as a copy. Someone that can't afford the real thing might bring $50 to $75. You might see it marked at a shop. But in the back, it does clearly says reproduction. But it's still a nice item. And then he was nice enough to bring another piece in. Yeah, a nice little Asian style plate. Has some Asian marks on the bottom of it. Not real early, but very nice. Yeah, and it's in good condition. Do you have, this is just a one. And I would say, can I see the front of it again? I would say at a shop, you might see that marked $40 to $60. And then someone brought the bowl. Who brought the bowl in? Okay, what can you tell me about it?
Well, I think it's old. It came from St. Paul's Church here across the street. Oh, really?
Oh, really? Oh.
And when St. Paul's closed, my husband was in charge of the closing.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like India to me, like a brass bowl made in India or in that region. And it's nice. I've seen a lot of these. It's got the nice, incising on it, and it's a little larger than what you usually see. I would say about 1920s or so. So I mean, it's pretty old. It's 100 years old now. We're in 2020s. The last one I sell like that was around $100. But good to hang on to. I wouldn't. Yeah. I'll tell another story about that when we finish the appraisals. It's better to keep it original if you can. Whoop. All right. Who brought the basin?
I did.
What can you tell me about this one? Besides English?
Came up down on my mother's side. I think it was maybe her mother's kind of thing. I know it's very old.
Yeah.
Maybe late 1800s.
Yeah, it's English, what I call soft paste. In other words, if you took this plate, this is more of a finer porcelain, a little more shinier or a little, I'm not sure the best word, but this is more of a, more of a not resident, but more of a soft paste porcelain as opposed to a real fine fired porcelain. But it's nice. It's got the floor. It does have some gold missing on it.
Does the numbers on the bottom mean anything?
Yeah, a little bit if you were to look them up, but I've had a lot of those. They're pretty standard. They're definitely English soft paste, probably 1910, 20, maybe even a little older. But unfortunately, not a lot of value. I probably would see that marked at a shop, maybe 35 to 45. But something. Okay, and then we're moving down to the chopsticks. Who brought these in? What can you tell me about these?
My brother was in the service in Vietnam.
Oh.
And brought them back sometime, I guess must be in the 60s.
60s, yeah, that's about the right age. I was going to say 50s or 60s, or it could be a little old when he bought them too, but these are kind of an oddity. Unfortunately, if they are ivory, you can't sell ivory at auction, but as far as that goes. But what's going to make this saleable is the fact that it's got the original box and probably never been opened. Never been opened, so it's, what do they call that, new old stock, I guess. And
So what do you do with ivory? You can't sell it anywhere? Or
you can give it away, and I think if you can prove that it's, this,
it's real ivory?
it may be, you have to kind of, there's a way you can do it. If you look on the internet, you take a hot needle, and if it goes through, it's not ivory, and if it just stays there, it's ivory, I guess. That's, But I've seen oddities like that, and you know, I don't think they have a lot of value. I think I'm not sure of the rule. I think you could probably sell it privately to somebody, you know, but you couldn't sell it really at auction unless you can prove it's less than older than 1890s. I think that's the rule, or 1896. I forget exactly. But we've had a few circumstances with ivory lately that we just can't sell it. At any rate, I mean, I think you'd see that at a shop mark $60 or $70 because it has the original box, which makes it nice. Okay. And someone brought a nice, I guess you call this a flour mixer of sorts. So,
I just thought it was interesting.
yeah, it's something you'd see like on the old Hooser cabinets. Everyone's seen the old Hooser cabinets? You'd see this like on there, and just a kitchen item, but it's kind of cool. 2 quarts. Yeah, probably 1930s. Something you'd see on Walton Mountain, maybe.
Yeah.
And I've seen those marked at stores around $75, $85. And then we're moving on to this nice steeple clock here. Got a nice back on it. I mean, nice maker's name and everything, but Patella. They call this a steeple clock, hence a steeple, obviously. This has a little decorated door. Has the second hand, original key. The dial looks like it's in good shape. It's mahogany, but I think what's going to sell this is the fact that it has the nice original label on the back. We used to have a few of these at the house, and a couple of times they were a little bit thinner finials, so almost like a golf tee. So my father used to go around and replace it with golf tees and paint them black when they were missing. But like I said, the label helps that a little bit. And that's, again, something you'd see at a shop from Magna, maybe $100, $125. Set of plates. These are, looks like they're French. Yep, France. JP, it's JPL, that's part of the Limoges family. Limoges, France. And they're nice little dessert plates. How many do you have? Is it 6? You brought these in too?
I think it's 5.
5, yeah, little dessert plates. Do you have any more of the set, or is this it? No. You just show one, maybe show them the mark. Look like they're in pretty good shape. You didn't see any chips on them or anything?
One of them has a little trip on the edge.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say something like this. Again, not a lot of value, but you might see them marked at a shop, $5 to $10 each. And then someone brought a nice lamp. Who brought the lamp in? Okay, what can you tell me about this one? No. Yeah, you get the original milk glass shade for it. Fits good. There wasn't another one. You didn't have a pair. Oh, one's enough, right? I'm not saying knocking it. It's a nice item. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen these in pairs. That's why I said that. Can you handle it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually got a little bit of almost like a mid-century modern design to it. It's almost like a sort of borderline Art Deco or Art Nouveau, I would call it. And it's kind of cool. It has the metal, and it has the little metal decoration in the middle part of it. It's kind of cool, and I could see that at a shop, $75, maybe $100 if someone wanted to get aggressive, but it's nice. I like it. Different, and then people like different. Alrighty, and got a nice bowl here, working our way here. Who brought this one in? What can you tell me about it?
So my mother was an antique dealer, and she had said that was from the 1700s, like maybe 1780s.
Yeah.
It was to commemorate a pirate treasure in Nova Scotia.
Oh, yeah. Oh. That's neat. Yeah, I knew it was early. I wasn't going to say 18th century, but I was going to say early 1800s. We usually, so you think, yeah, so from Canada? Yeah. Sometimes I've seen similar ones like this called China trade bulls, but this one's a little different. Did you see any dates on it at all, or just from what she told you? It does have the ship on it, which is cool. And you said it was to commemorate what?
Pirate treasure, some pirate treasure found in Nova Scotia.
Oh, okay, it's got a neat history to it, and that always helps. Like a lusterware. You can always, you know, if they have a crack or something, when you bang it, it won't ring. It'll just be doom. This one sounds good. No cracks, good condition. A little bit of does have a little bit of gold wear, but it's so old that that's not going to factor in too much. I like that bowl. I'd have to do maybe a little more research to exactly on the age, but I'd say it's just as a really early commemorative bowl for Nova Scotia. I think that might be worth $300 or $400. It's nice. I like it. I wish the decoration was just a little clearer, but it's still very nice, and it's in good order actually for the age. Thank you for bringing it in. I'll take a picture of it before I leave and see if I can do a little homework on it. And what about this one? Who brought this one in? Well, can you tell me about it?
I bought that at an auction, not your auction, a number of years ago, I don't know, 15 years ago. And the auctioneer said, I just thought it was pretty.
Yep.
The auctioneer said that it was French
Yep.
and that Oprah Winfrey collects that.
Oh,
That's all I know about it.
yeah.
I just thought it was pretty and a little different.
Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, I would agree with the French. I don't know about the Oprah Winfrey pop. I'm not sure what she collects, but it's still a nice little. Did you pay a lot part of the time? Do you remember? Or?
I never pay much for it.
Like maybe
I think I probably paid
$30, $40? Yeah.
more like 10.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's nice. You can say the French. You put a little story to it. You might see that mark 50 or 75.
Would you have any thought on the age of that?
Yeah, I think it's I'd say 1900s, 1910.
Yeah.
Who bought the brooch in?
I did.
Okay, what can you tell me about this one?
Nothing.
Yeah, I looked it over quick with my magnifying glass. I couldn't see any gold marks on it, 14K or anything.
It was from my mother's family.
Okay.
Obviously someone's hair.
Yep. Hair locket. Yeah, it could possibly be gold. The only thing with these black marks, I'm not sure. I'd have to look it over again with my magnifying glass, but I'm thinking it's probably gold filled, but it's still a cute little locket, hair locket. Oh. Little piece. Yeah, obviously if it turns out to be gold, it would be worth, quite a bit more, but if it just is a little locket like that, I'd say $35, $45. You might see it marked at a shop. Okay, and then we got this, who brought this one in?
I did.
You did too. Yeah, this is like a,
That and the silver pot were my grandmother's. She
Okay.
was married in 1900. I think the silver one was a wedding.
yep.
My mother always claimed that the one you're holding is a chocolate pot.
Yeah, chocolate pot, yep. Yeah, it looks like it's like, export, like Chinese export. That's what I would say. Almost like a celadon. I would call it a celadon coffee, chocolate pot. And I was to be told to be careful of this cover, and I'm doing such. A couple little chips on the bottom of that. That doesn't hurt it. It's better than not having a cover. It's better to be like this than not have a cover. Has a little hole for the breathing, the steam. I like that little pot. It's a little. You see a lot of them, but that one's a little bit different because it has a little extra decoration, I would say. Did you pay a lot for this, or this is just a down here? Yeah, I like it. I mean, the damage to the top hurts a little bit. Can I see the front of it again? Yeah, I think you might see that marked at a shop, $100 to $125. I like it. Okay, so we're gonna save the best for last. Oh, I think. I mean, everyone brought some nice things, and we really appreciate you bringing it in, by the way. You brought some nice, this happens to be a really nice piece, though. It's sterling. I looked it over before. It's the first thing I ran to when I came in the door because I saw it. Art Nouveau, it's really nice. Do you have any more of this, or just the one piece?
Just that.
Just that, yeah. This is cool. I saw the New York mark, but I didn't see a maker's name. Did you happen to see a maker's name? Yeah, but it is sterling, monogrammed on the bottom. I really like this.
I love the shape.
Yeah, it's Art Nouveau. It's really nice. I more call it Art Nouveau. But I love I love this piece. When I walked in the door, I went right to that. That was nice. Yeah, that's just elegant little coffee pot or teapot. I guess what would you call it? Would it be for tea or coffee or?
I would say coffee.
Yeah, I would say too. Yeah, it's nice. I was hoping you'd say, "Oh, I got the tray and all the pieces to go with it." Then we're really talking. We could take a trip. But I don't know what the silver content is, but I would say just as a nice piece, it's probably worth $500 to $700 anyway. I like it. Yeah, it's kind of similar to the ones I brought in today. There's another piece for the auction. These are made by Kirk & Son, which is a good manufacturer, I think from Philadelphia or New York. And it's kind of the same quality, city made. If you take, just not your everyday sterling. In other words, you can just tell. And you put, this is Kirk & Son I have going up for the auction. This is, I didn't see the manufacturer, but this is New York too. It's probably made by a good maker. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't Tiffany or Kirk & Son. But this one is Kirk & Son. That's nice too. You can just tell the quality. When you see the regular silver these days, a lot of times it doesn't even have really any real value. They're just scrapping it down, which really makes me sick. I don't like that. I mean, they take beautiful flatware sets, and just because they can get, $22 an ounce or whatever it is, 28, and sometimes it was 30 a little while back. But like pieces like that and pieces like this, they won't melt. They're just too good. But the even nice teapots, the silver ones that are plain, they melted them down. Beautiful flatware sets, Gorham, that aren't fancy, and melting them down, which is too bad. But that's just the way it goes. And but I really appreciate everyone bringing the items up. There was some nice things, nice tasteful items. And anybody have any questions? No? Well, like I said, if everyone...
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What are people collecting?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, people. I'm going to give it one of these flyers. By the way, this is the kind of things that people are kind of looking for. But as a whole, I'd say people like the mid-century furniture these days. They like mission furniture, still pretty popular. They like good art pottery, but made by good makers, Groovy. I guess what I'm trying to, in a roundabout way, they're looking for things with a good name, so the good maker's name, so they can, put it up online or do different things. But when it has a good maker's name, who made it, and then they have a little more provenance to it, that makes it a little bit better. But good stuff will always do good, no matter what market. In every category, if it's the best of the category, it's going to do good. But there are, like I said, brown furniture is not very good right now, and certain things aren't. But I would say mid-century furniture people like good bronzes, good paintings, just good stuff in general. But different items, in oddities, like advertising items is pretty hot right now. Country store items do pretty well. Just every category has good items. But to answer the question roundabout way, I would say mid-century furniture, art pottery, good bronzes, anything that's good in a particular category is going to do well.
How about depression glass?
Depression glass, not as much. No. When I got married 4 years ago, my wife's theme of the wedding was going to be everyone's going to get a pink depression glass. So every day I'd come home, and I get it all the time, and it doesn't really bring a lot, but she wanted everything to be a little different, these glasses. So every time I get home from work, I live down the Cape, there'd be a different eBay package for one little goblet she paid $6 for, $7, but she had fun doing it. And then at the table, we got married midway, and it said, take a pink depression glass and remember the event. So, but she didn't buy anything in sets. It was all wine glasses, but they were all different shapes, and everyone took the shape they liked. It worked out nice. Yeah. And guess that's about it. If you ever know anybody that has a house full of items, or someone unfortunately passed away and they need to clean out the house, or they're moving, then you can just get a hold of us. I'm going to give everyone a flyer. I think there's enough for everyone that kind of shows what we're looking for, and we'll be glad to make a routine house call just to look at the items and give people some estimates. And if everyone has any good sterling or jewelry, and then you can see my sister Nancy up on Main Street, like I said, right in the corner, and she's there almost every day. But just give a shout before you come. And be glad to help anybody that needs any help. And if you want to attend an auction, you think it's kind of fun, and you can just come to our auction or even come to the preview. The next auction is going to be this coming Tuesday. I don't even know, I think it's July 26th is our next sale. And you're welcome to come to the preview Monday before the auction, or you can attend the auction. It starts at 5 o'clock. But it's a lot of fun. And the antique business is good. I have no regrets. I started when I was 18 years old and keep on going. It's a fun business. Appreciate everyone coming. Thank you very much.